Guys, welcome to Project Geekology, episode 159. Today we are going through green tunnels. We are jumping on mushrooms.
Busting our heads on blocks.
Yeah, getting barrels thrown at us by giant gorillas. We are covering the first Super Mario Bros. Movie. Not the first Super Mario Bros. Movie, but the... not... whatever whatever company's making these. I think it's Illumination, the first Illumination Super Mario Bros. Movie. We are covering that one. We are not covering the second one. Some spoilers or comments might be made of the second one because a couple of us have seen the second one at this point. But yeah, I am 1/4 of your host. My name is Dakota, and I'm joined as always with
Anthony. And yeah, I'll try to keep the Super Mario Galaxy spoilers kind of out of this. You know, maybe it might be a mention or two, but I'll try not to mention it because I'm pretty sure that at some point we'd like to cover that one as a whole. But yes, I am going to shoot this one on over to one of the other two.
Rich, nice to be here with you guys. By the way, when Dakota said there might be slight spoilers because somebody had watched Mario Galaxy, that's called the Rich rule on this podcast. It's that when Rich is left unfettered, he watches everything around the movie and sometimes bleeds into them. I apologize in advance. And we are also joined, as always, by...
Hi, I'm Jen.
Hi, she's Jen.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Yes, this is Jen, our resident Super Mario expert.
And Camp Rock alum.
Yeah, wow.
Never seen it. Still haven't seen Camp Rock.
All right, we're going to have to explain the whole Camp Rock thing. But, you know, before we jump into our discussion of Super Mario Bros., let's talk a little bit about what we've been up to. It's been a couple weeks now since we recorded last. I'll go ahead and jump into it. Disney released a set of 6 Camp Rock limited edition pins a couple weeks ago. And we were watching some stupid video of someone unboxing them. And I was just like, I have no idea what Camp Rock is. And Jen, you know, was confused because how could I have possibly missed Camp Rock? But I didn't really watch the Disney Channel at that age. I think it was after high school for me. So it completely missed me. And she had never seen it either, right?
Yeah, so it's not like I was like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I can't believe you've never seen this. I've just seen so many cringe compilations of Camp Rock online, and it seems like one of the worst things to happen ever. One of the worst things to be recorded on film. And so I tried to show Dakota some I was like, you have to watch some of these cringe videos. It's awful. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
And I said, no. I would like to just go blind into Camp Rock, watch the entire thing. I have yet to do so, folks. So this is just a conversation we've had, but it's something that keeps coming back up. So I feel like maybe in the next coming weeks, I will have seen Camp Rock, and I will let you know what my thoughts are. But other than that, what have we been up to? We've been doing a lot of little stuff. Rich, we went to a Mets game with you last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Doubleheader. It turned into 2 Mets games.
Yeah. What?
No, I said let's go Mets, but not that game because they lost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they lost 2. Well, when I treat someone to a baseball game, all right, I don't just treat them to 1. I treat them to 2 in one day, all right, and 2 losses. You know, so what a guy!
It was beautiful. Yeah, no, they had to play a doubleheader on Sunday because it rained on Saturday, and New York is incapable of creating stadiums that can, withstand rain. There's no cover in any New York stadiums. They don't believe in that here.
Even though we have some of the most unpredictable weather,
Anyway, let's. What else have we been up to? Oh,
we've been rewatching Sopranos, one of the greatest shows of all time, if not the greatest show of all time.
Yeah, some good stuff in there. Some good stuff. I finished my re-listen to the Harry Potter series. I ended up, they're still coming out with the full cast audio dramas or audiobook narrations, and those are great, but they only have 6 out of the 7 released so far, so I kind of just I jumped into the Jim Dale narration for the last book, and I'm happy I did. So I now have a complete timeline of all the possible like dates that I can place onto a calendar for the entire series. And I'm very proud of this. I was able to find 234 dates between all 7 books. Now, they don't say all of these dates out loud, but it'll be like September 1st, and then the next day would be Monday, so that would be September 2nd. And then they would say, and on Friday, so that would be September 6th. So I would work it like that throughout the entire book, and you can reconstruct a timeline that way. And I'm really happy with it. I wasn't able to get every single like big event that occurs in all of it, but like there's a couple events that I just simply could not date, which really frustrated me. Like at the end of Sorcerer's Stone, I know it's in June that Harry confronts Quirrell, who's trying to steal the Sorcerer's Stone, and then he sees Voldemort's face like under the turban. I cannot date that, like not with certainty. I can't, like I can probably place that
June 17th.
early June. Yeah, sure, maybe. Another big one in book 6 that I really wanted to date was Draco and Harry dueling in the bathroom. When Harry finds him crying in the bathroom and like he uses a Sectum Sempra on him. Cannot date that one. I could not figure out any way to reconstruct that one. So there's a couple like gaps in my timeline that is frustrating, but I'm really happy with the 234 dates that I was able to plot for the 7 books. So yay me. And I will. Do we have anything else to say?
No.
Sopranos, Potter. I'm gonna throw it over to Antonio. Oh, I want to ask Anthony. You said that you went to a Magic the Gathering pre-release. How'd that go?
It's pretty good. I've gone to a couple of pre-releases, but this one was Strixhaven. I did end up getting one of the pre-cons for the Commander deck. They said I was talking to my buddy and a couple of others that have played with it, and they said that it's like pretty crazy. I have yet to play it. The last time, the last pod that I played with, they were using that same pre-con, and then somebody else was using another one, and I was like, I don't know if I want to run like the same like deck, two of the same deck in one pod. So I ended up just using my my Titus one from Final Fantasy X, and Fridays. That's why usually Fridays are like a tougher record for me, because I'm out for Friday Night Magic.
I had no idea you had a regular Magic the Gathering thing. This is complete. We are learning Anthony lore in real time.
I think I've mentioned it to Rich before. I'm pretty sure Rich knew that.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I knew that.
So there was that. I did drop a mini episode. It's like a really like mini one that kind of just goes over. It's almost like a psychology thing, where we like, why do we replay the same games over and over? And I mean, there's like many reasons, but for me, I thought about it for me from a personal experience. Obviously, nostalgia is a big reason why. You get to a point to where you kind of master the game. You also want to be able to kind of branch like through the different. Sometimes when you play through a story, you can kind of change things up with different choices. And then, some games kind of become like comfort games. You know how some people watch The Office like every year? It's the same thing with video games. People play the same game every year because, they know it. They know it in and out. They don't really have to think about it. They can turn their brain off and just play it. But I know there's like many other reasons. I also today as of recording, I started playing a new gacha game called the perked Dakota's ears. It's called Neverness to Everness, and it's one of those anime gacha games, kind of like Genshin Impact, but this one I'm actually like very impressed. The optimization on this game is insane. Like, it looks great, and you can play it at some like pretty good graphic level, like on your phone, and it looks great and it runs great. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is like one of those games that could run smooth on a potato and a watch battery. Like, the optimization is that good, and the story's pretty cool. Like there's like this kind of anomaly that happens, and I'm still new to it. It literally just dropped today, and I haven't been able to play much. But there's, I guess, like, I don't know if it's like a different dimension. I think it is. You do go to some like different dimensions, but I was watching some videos like before it released, and dude, there is a level in here that literally looks like the Black Lodge from Twin Peaks. I'm like, what? I'm like,
Right. So I'm
telling
be
you,
downloading this after the podcast. I hope
the red.
You realize what's the name of it? I'm gonna look this up.
Neverness to Everness, or NTE for short. Now Dakota's like, gotcha game.
Yo, I love gotcha games.
And
I started playing another one recently. What was it? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No,
off.
no, you're good.
It's called Resonance Solstice, and it was really good. It's kind of like you build a train crew in a dystopian like world that you like you go town to town, like trying to make profit off of like rare goods from each town or whatever, while you're fighting whatever, you know, entities that come up or whatever. It's a cool game. Way too much talking, and I just, the story is just not as interesting as the actual gameplay is, and that's what's frustrating. Like, I want to play the game, and the story is not that interesting to me. So I dropped it a little bit, but I'll check out Neverness Taverness. That sounds right up my alley.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. The combat was pretty smooth, but I was just like really impressed with like the optimization. But so far from what I've played, it's been pretty good. I enjoy it. I'll toss this one over to Rich.
All right. Well, 50% of this podcast is gonna want to stab me, so my apologies ahead of time. It's been a lot of baseball. We got to go to Charlie's playing Little League now, so that's been exciting. Trying to watch him and hope that he does well. And recently, he ended up playing. He's in the same league as one of the Mets' sons, so that guy's son was playing against him, and he actually hit Charlie, and Charlie ran to first base and
with the ball.
Yeah, he hit him with the ball on the hand when Charlie was batting. He was the pitcher, and Charlie got to go to first base. They won the game. Charlie got to meet the dad afterwards, and Charlie actually got to go on the field the night before and actually high-fived the players as they were coming out of the dugout as they took the field, because essentially I have maximized the matrix for Mets attendance, and I have figured out how to make sure that I move up in tiers, so we get more. We basically get more like sweet.
You get more perks.
Yeah, we get more perks.
Yeah.
It's been pretty awesome. So
Anthony, I just want to tell you, we went to a game with Rich and his family, and they pulled out the scorecard, and they were ticking away the scorecards for each player. And I've never seen anyone do that, like, unironically, but like. How old is your son?
He is 11.
11-year-old Charlie's just sitting there with a scorecard, just like looking up and down, jotting away.
Not a device in sight.
I was very impressed. Meanwhile, the plebs sitting next to the Laconi family, were playing Pokemon Go. Me and Jen.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie.
Yeah, Dakota and I were like looking at our phones constantly. Charlie was
we were having a good time.
Yeah, no, we were having a blast. It's just that there were so many Pokestops we couldn't resist.
I couldn't.
Our seats are like right behind home plate, Anthony. Like right behind home plate. So I went last.
But some tiers.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You're making it sound.
Sorry.
Like
I mean,
So,
right
so
back.
when they broadcasted the game, they when they like pan up, you just see Dakota and Jen just like on their phones.
No, I don't think they would pan that far
Oh,
up.
okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
we're like when the Weasleys went to the Quidditch World Cup.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. When I say right behind home plate, I mean in line with it, but about 500 feet in the air. All right. So, but I love the view. I've always done the scorebook, and now you can listen to the radio, basically like the play-by-play on your headphones. So on your phone. So I just set it up, and I went one day and I just like scored. So it's relaxing. It's pretty cool. The gaming, I haven't really been delving into anything new because I'm unsurprisingly playing baseball. I haven't packed anything exciting. I did hear a little bit about the PS and like the network now. They're requiring a 30-day. Every 30 days, you have to connect online, or any game that you've purchased, basically for a license renewal, will not be like you won't be able to access it anymore. So there's been a lot of chatter about that online, and I was kind of paying attention to that. It doesn't seem to be that serious. It's really more. I mean, obviously, if you lose internet connection or anything, it's a problem. But it's that it does make me rethink what I want to buy on disc, and as opposed to having it digitally. Like Anthony, you were talking about your comfort games, right? Like, listen, I will flip out if I can't play Red Dead Redemption 2. Like that. Like that's not a thing. Like I got to be able to play it, And so that's something that's kind of annoyed me a little bit with the gaming industry, just because I like the idea of digital stuff. With the baseball game, it's a high turnover. Like I don't keep the game. Like once the game cycle is over, or once the season is over, I don't want to play it anymore. It's not fun to, hey, the Mets just lost, let me go make believe I'm the Mets. Like I'm done with that fantasy until the next game comes out. So I'm fine with those, but when it comes to like some of the heavy hitter games that I really like, it annoys me that I went with the digital option, because now I'm just picturing. I have a two system setup. So Charlie has a PS5 upstairs, and he's like under my account. But the problem with that is a lot of the games are kind of saved to his device, but then they're like, I play them, but then once the internet goes down, he only has access to the games, and I can't play them anymore.
That's nice.
Oh, you probably usually the reason for that is because you probably have his PlayStation set up as like the main one.
Yeah, I kind of did that.
That's why.
Yeah, I did it to hook him up. So like, if the internet ever goes down, I'm kind of like, where are my disc games? I need my disc games. But enough of me rambling.
That's why with the Switch, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
like you can't play some like digital games offline on like a non-main Switch on the account.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way, because I've got the junior Switch. Charlie's is the parent Switch. Yeah, but enough of me complaining about the gaming system. I mean, at the gaming industry. I think we should talk about probably one of the greatest movies of our generation. How do we want to get started about this? I mean, this is, you know what? I'm going to do a little preamble here. All right, here we go.
Please.
Here we go.
Yeah, please.
Back when I was in 5th grade, all right, I did play Mario on Nintendo, and I played Mario 2, which I love, and I'll talk about that later. But one of the few ways, I don't know, my family didn't bring us to bookstores, so at school we would get this troll book order little pamphlet, and it was basically like all these young books for little kids. And one time, like, my grandparents never let me order anything. They were like, no way, because they didn't want me to read, apparently. And every time when the book troll order came in, the teacher would come with the box, and she'd go, all right, kids, here are your books. And I would sit there and go, maybe they surprised ordered it behind my back and got me a gift. And they never did. But one time I begged them for the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. And this is how I think what got me. All right, I start watching the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. It's a live action TV show, but basically it's like the brothers in Brooklyn, and they're in like, their shop, and they have like some skits, and some guest celebrities show up. I think Cyndi Lauper's on one episode, and then they cut to a cartoon of Mario and the Mushroom Kingdom, and then sometimes on Fridays you would get a special Legend of Zelda cartoon. And it just so happens that Mario was played by pro wrestling manager Captain Lou Albano. So when I put this on, I'm like, that's Captain Lou. And you know how I am about people and the character, so I just loved it, right away. So that was kind of like these movies coming out, and then the terrible 1993 movie that maybe we'll talk about one day. But this movie coming out was what everyone in my generation was waiting for. Like a really awesome, highly digitized, like, I think the graphics are phenomenal. And I'll kick it to one of you guys, because I could gush about this probably for 3 hours by myself, but I have 3 other people who...
Well, you know what? I want to touch on something that you said, actually. You mentioned a little piece of lore in that you called it the Super Show.
Yep.
They were from Brooklyn. Is that game lore? Is that come from the games, or does that come from that show?
I think it comes from the show. If I have to be honest, I don't. Unless it was like,
I don't see what game they would have like actually like.
unless it was like, the games used to have like the manuals in the front that kind of sometimes gave you a little bit of a backstory.
Yeah.
And I wonder if
I wonder if that's actually probably what it's from, like Mario and Luigi are from are two Brooklyn plumbers.
I really like how like some of the media has them like really Italian, and then some media has them like really like Italian American, and it's so insane because like I think maybe canonically they're Italian American, but I don't think that they really lean into it until like you can't really tell in the old games. It's literally just a sprite of like a little short guy in red, well, like he's in overalls, and he like you get all the little power ups in the game, like, so you don't really like know, and then like even less so in the game that he came out in, which was Donkey Kong, and he wasn't even called Mario back then. He was called Jumpman.
No. Yeah, no, but it is interesting, and this is probably my favorite part about this movie is the exploring of the lore and origin of these two characters. I thought that was really well done because it's a fairly contemporary Brooklyn atmosphere.
I got a little bit of that. If you wanted to hear how they got to Brooklyn, so it was actually the creator Miyamoto. He changed Mario's profession to a plumber and explicitly said it in the sewers of New York. And then in the mid '80s, in '83, they started emphasizing Italian American Brooklyn culture in a book called "Trapped in the Perilous Pit" that named Brooklyn as their starting point. And then, as you said, the TV show basically 1,000% cemented that.
That's very cool. And now the Illumination films are following suit. And I think that that's really cool. I think exploring a almost real looking world, with these cartoon characters, and then like sending them off into essentially what I would consider to be a multiverse that you can travel through tunnels to get to different worlds with. I think that that's such a cool way to start this movie. It's not that Mario's already in the Mushroom Kingdom. He's already trying to save Peach, whatever. This is someone who's been thrust into this story from a real setting, or a realish setting. So yeah, I really liked the Brooklyn stuff. I liked his family dynamics too. I kind of the idea of Mario and Luigi being struggling struggling entrepreneurs because they've just started their own business. They just made a really terrible commercial, and they're itching for their first actual gig. And I love that. I love the enthusiasm that they have for their job when they start, because I'm not that enthusiastic when I get to my job.
That's what I pictured you get to work with. You're putting your work belt on and like, wahoo! It's me, Dakota.
No, I put my work belt on in the dark at like 4:30 in the morning. I'm like trying to like creak, like move slowly and silently so I don't wake up Jen.
Sounds more like Luigi's Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, a little bit.
That
it's funny that you mentioned that. Did you like that nod in the movie?
I wish that was the movie we got, honestly.
Yeah, I want a Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
That was my game. Like as a kid, that was like my main like Mario game was Luigi's Mansion.
I feel like we could get that, I really do, because like they really like, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're nodding Luigi's Mansion right here. It's so crazy.
Dakota and I were like kind of talking about the logistics of that. I just don't know if there's a market for a kid's horror film. Like it would have to have like a lot of jump scares. The market was there when we were kids. Like we loved it.
Yeah, we liked Courage the Cowardly Dog. We really liked creepy things.
We were desensitized. I don't know if
Real Monsters.
But there was that. What's that show? What's that movie? Like the kids movie where it's like those animatronics are trying to get.
Oh,
them.
You're right.
Right, so
Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah.
Did that do well?
Yeah.
Theaters,
Actually,
definitely
you know
did well.
what?
But
No,
wait a
it,
minute.
it it could work. Yeah,
But-
kids do kids do like creepy things. They like Slender Man and Siren Head and all these like weird creepy pasta things. The back rooms, they love all that. So yeah, no, it could work. It could work.
Go ahead, Rich. What do you want?
I
What do
mean,
you
keep
want?
it safe, keep it secret. But if you watch the next one, you might be interested in it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
There is multiverse
Oh.
potential with the second one, yeah, for sure.
Oh. Yeah, Dakota and I haven't seen the second one yet, by the way.
Wait, multiverse potential or Luigi's Mansion potential? What are you trying to say, Rich? You can say
there
one
are
or the
hints
other.
of Luigi's Mansion in the movie. I would say.
Okay, yeah. I was pleasantly surprised with the amount of Luigi's Mansion nods that we get, because Luigi's immediately dropped off into like a dark forest at night, like near a graveyard. He goes into a mansion type setting with nothing but a flashlight, and
But he drops everything
I know.
before he even gets in the mansion.
Jeez.
Well, there you go.
He drops all his equipment.
And I was like, oh no, he needs his flashlight.
He
But I
didn't
do
have his
think that-
vacuum cleaner.
Yeah,
Oh my
well, he doesn't
gosh.
get that. He doesn't get that until he meets that mad scientist. I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah.
That'd be so sick to replay. Actually.
I would love a Luigi's Mansion movie. I think I'll just throw that into the cosmos, because I think that would kill, and they can find a way to make that story compelling. Like just like you can make a Haunted Mansion type of movie compelling, where you just create a narrative around a couple characters. They can do that for the ghosts in Luigi's Mansion.
I think it's
But
really
anyway.
cool though that Mario has a really successful game, and then Luigi does too. Like he has
Yeah.
a successful
Yeah.
series. I mean, they made 3,
Yeah,
so
he does.
They did.
Good for him.
Rich, did you ever play Luigi's Mansion? That's a no.
I don't think I did.
I think you would remember. You would.
Yeah,
remember.
it's-
it was a
The
ver-
music was fine.
It's very odd. I don't.
Yeah.
What
The
system was
music
it on?
So good.
GameCube.
Yeah.
Okay, so GameCube was a very I didn't have a lot of
So that would be PS2 era. Yeah.
I think I had GameCube so that I could play Resident Evil 4
For
and maybe I
yeah.
played Mario Sunshine. Is that I can't remember.
You probably played Zelda Wind Waker on that too.
Mario Sunshine was GameCube.
Yeah, so like there
Twilight
were,
Princess too.
yeah, I probably see you're naming all the games that I got the system for, and then I think like I quickly after playing all those may have traded it in.
Dang.
Well, there you have it.
I was like, I feel like my purple one is still in the attic.
Yeah, but it was a Dakota. Your brothers and I, we would like go. Your brothers and I, we would go crazy on Smash Bros. Melee.
Oh yeah, Smash Bros.
Yeah, we
Smash.
played a lot.
That was the best.
Kirby was my main. I was pretty terrible at that game, but I loved Kirby, so I'd keep playing. Getting destroyed by my brother.
Even if you're bad at Smash Bros, it's still really fun. Like you're still having a good time. Maybe not as good of a time as the one winning, but you're still having a good time.
Yeah, my brother would always play as Ness, and I would just get wrecked like over and over again.
PK Fire!
Yeah, that's the meta character,
So there's a leak. It's a pretty sizable leak within Brooklyn. A juicy
Almost
leak.
as big as the leak of the Avatar movie.
Yeah, that was definitely a leak. Actually, we didn't even mention that we watched the Avatar movie. And
I think we're trying not to out ourselves as criminals.
that's a good point.
You're not trying to out yourselves as one part of the Straw Hat crew.
Yeah, what's the matter? You're not the
Yeah.
Prince of Tortuga?
Yeah. For legal reasons, this is all a joke.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. We didn't watch that.
Captain Jack.
ended up.
Yeah, doing for it?
I haven't yet.
I mean, I was seeing. I'm on Avatar Twitter, so like, if I open up the app, it's just people talking about the movie, sharing screenshots and clips of the movie. So, for those of you who don't know, we'll talk about this briefly. Avatar: The Last Airbender has a movie following the main cast of characters that are just a little bit aged up, I think in their early 20s, and the Avatar Studios had yet to release even a poster. They hadn't released a teaser. They hadn't even released a true concept picture for this film, but it leaked in its entirety in HD, like Blu-ray quality.
So it was completely done.
It was completely done. It was completely finished film. it leaked in its entirety online. It's on all the torrent websites. It was like the most downloaded thing and shared thing on Twitter for like a whole week. And yeah, I did choose to just watch it. I will support the film in any way that, you know, it will be released in eventually. Hopefully it gets to come to theaters, because it's meant to be in theaters for sure.
I'm actually scared. Like, you're admitting to a crime on a.
No, it's okay. Like, pretty much it's okay to you can legally download something, and there's no repercussions. But yeah,
They're not gonna try to find us.
I think
No.
I think it's when you share it.
Yes.
it's only
So
sharing.
the people that are so the people that are hosting it,
Yeah.
the
They're in
people that
trouble.
are hosting it to like share it, they're the ones that are doing the bad thing.
But those on the Grand Line,
Oh.
we're just going along, minding our own business, manning our ships, collecting.
We're just pirates for the plunder. That's
Yeah.
all.
If stuff is
don't
if
need
stuff
to do
is
the work.
adrift, it's not even steal. It's just there. You know, you're just grabbing your net.
You pick it up, yeah. You don't want to see it drown.
We'll support it if it goes. I wish that they would release it in theaters. I would watch it in theaters, and we're also going to support it when it hits streaming. We just have impulse control issues, and I needed to watch it like now. That was like my main show when I was a kid. So I needed that right now.
It turned out really good. Watch it when it's legally released.
I think that
And we'll go back to
that's why I haven't seen it, is because like I'm just like, man, I really want to see it like for the first time, hopefully in theaters on a big screen, because I didn't get to witness Avatar on the big screen, you know? Like it was all, you know, it was a TV show, so just watched it on whatever TV I had in front of me that when it was on.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the program at hand. What is the catalyst to like this big leak in Brooklyn? It's just like a pipe that's like there's too much pressure or not enough pressure.
I think there's
It
too
just
much
happens
pressure.
all the time. I mean, there's always too much pressure in a pipe somewhere
Yeah.
in New York. Like there's something about to blow all the time. The city's not designed to handle. You know what? I want to give you a little bit of climate stuff, right? This is an actual fact. New York City's sewer system is not designed to take like a certain amount of water, and so like, there have been some deluges that have happened in recent years because of climate change a bit, that basically some people are saying like downtown New York was like completely flooded. The subways were completely flooded, and it's because the sewer
Those are
system
crazy videos.
actually can't handle the amount of water that's being dumped on it. So maybe that's where they got their inspiration. I don't know. Maybe it's like really science based.
Is that
I did
that
like
why
the
you have
explanation.
alligators in the sewers?
Yes, Leatherface.
Yeah.
Wait, I was
Yeah,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
I liked the explanation of like, because when they were in that couple's like really nice gentrified house in Brooklyn, I liked the gentrification like aspect as well of Brooklyn. And when they were in the couple's house, like when Mario breaks the sink, Dakota was like, where'd all that pressure come from? And then later you do get the explanation that there is clearly some kind of, I don't know, plumbing issue going on in the area. I don't know, because when he like first breaks the sink, like that much water shouldn't be coming out. Like it's
amount of
insane.
water,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
And
that was-
I realize it's a cartoon, but you know, my logical brain, you know, they're doing construction-ish things, and I work on a construction site occasionally, and that was a little too much for me. But then
we got the
They
explanation.
do explain it. And
It
that
was like the first warning that there was some kind of like disaster
major
about to
problem.
occur.
Yeah. In so fixing or trying to fix this major flood, they find a mysterious room that also has large green bloop 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 pipes. I want to know the lore behind that. Who placed those there? Like there must have been someone at some point, you know, during the construction of the sewer system that said, just in case anyone needs to get to Mushroom Kingdom or whatever, let's put one of these in here. You know, like did that appear magically?
I think that was a repercussion of you know, the post Thanos snap. I think that
It just rearranged
you
it.
know,
yeah.
I think I think there's gonna. I believe this is a trilogy, and I think we might actually find the answer to that in the third movie.
Really?
Okay, I could definitely see this. I mean, these movies making buku bucks, so I can absolutely see them making
In
more.
some ways, I see this going as like this is the movie about Mario and Luigi and their relationship. The next movie is about another relationship, and then we're gonna get the cap off.
Of Bowser and Peach's relationship.
I mean, peaches. I mean, that's hilarious part about that little interlude, that song, is that if you're a Spanish speaker, that definitely sounds different. It does sound like peaches. I remember looking at Spanish Twitter when this came out, and can I say the word? That I mean,
Yeah.
like beaches, like beaches, like like more like that.
I see. Okay.
And like I had at least one student in my school tell me that their parent thought they were like cursing. They were like, "What are they saying?" And it's like, "No, it's saying peaches." Like, and they had to say like the word in Spanish. So, just the fact that actually happened to somebody in my real life is unbelievable.
After that movie, they were singing that song like all over the place.
It's the best.
They were singing. Don't you like it? And like you can track this down to like pretty much, I would say just about every movie that Jack Black is in. He always has a song in it, and it's like very much so a song that you could imagine like him singing like in his way. And this is like very much so like one of those songs. Like, oh, it's like when you hear it, it's like, oh yeah, this is a Jack Black song.
Did he have any songs in Tenacious D?
What?
What are you saying?
Dude, and Tenacious D.
I was like, that's
talking
the
about
band.
the-
I'm like, what?
I was gonna be like, you talking about the rock
they had a
band
Tenacious D
movie? The whole movie, where they're playing music.
What about School of Rock?
Do you have any songs in that one? I have a similar story to Rich. Or when the first movie came out, I was actually doing a unit in which students wrote speeches, and like all of the class at one point was going speeches.
Yes.
It was very cute. It was a good time to be us. Wholesome.
So I mean, do you guys want to talk about the casting? Because I thought the casting is pretty well done here. I love Charlie.
Sure. Let's talk about the casting.
What do you think of Charlie Day as Luigi? I thought was fantastic. I love Jack Black as Bowser. I think he's just excellent. And it's Scarlett Johansson, right, as Peach.
No, it was Anya Taylor-Joy.
It's Anya Taylor-Joy, yeah.
Am I confusing? Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's Anya
Oh,
Taylor-Joy.
look at that.
And Brie Larson plays Daisy in the next
Yep.
movie.
No, Rosalina?
Oh, sorry, Rosalie.
Yeah.
One second.
Yeah, and then you have Chris Pratt that actually he does Mario's voice.
Do we like Mario's voice? I've seen a lot of people hate on it. I think there's not enough of "It's a me, Mario." Like there's not enough of that going on in his inflection. And
In Queens, New York, you guys were there. In Queens, New York, during the 7th inning stretch at a baseball game. All right? They play, as always, in every ballpark. They play Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And then the Mets always play Che La Luna. All right? And everyone in the...
Dominic the Donkey?
No, it's not. It's not Dominic the Donkey. It's a different... It's got the same beat almost. And then everyone in the stadium...
Wait, that's a different song
Yes,
than
it
Dominic
is.
the
I
Donkey?
was thinking
It's
that,
a different song.
Yeah, because they were talking about the moon in that.
Yeah, and they go around the
understand what
crowd,
they
and the
were saying.
crowd is just doing like stereotypical Italian hand gestures, and the camera does not shy away from these people. Like, everyone's like, "Hey, I'm Italian."
It actively looks for the hand gestures.
I'm Italian, right? So like if New York has a tradition where basically everyone can be Italian for 2.5 minutes, I'm pretty sure we could have gotten a little bit more of an, and we got it from Jumpman, right? That was the kind of here you guys go. We're not going to give it to you as the main Mario, but Jumpman's gonna be like, woohoo, it's a me.
Oh yeah.
He does it.
Jumpman.
Wait, that's in the second movie, because I don't know what you're saying right now.
He's talking about his role in the Donkey Kong game.
Oh,
Like, that guy's in the
okay. I thought
background.
you were talking about in the movie.
Am I crazy? Am I confusing movies? Sorry.
No. You're right. They have I think his name is like Giuseppe, but like he is Jumpman.
Just
Yeah, he's just like there, like he's playing the game. And he turns around and he's like,
but I think that like that is actually like supposed to be like Jumpman himself. I like that Charlie Day is like literally just like it's so hard. Like when I hear him, I'm like getting him from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, just Luigi. Like his character, like it's like almost the same. It's just not as dirtbag like as the show, but like that's what I was picturing whenever like I would hear him as Luigi. But I liked it though.
the one like casting that Dakota and I actually were talking about that we weren't super into was Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
It just, I feel like Seth Rogen's voice is super distinguished too.
Why they give him like allow him to do that laugh? Like it's like that's his like regular laugh.
Yeah,
it's Seth Rogen also played Wreck-It Ralph, right?
I don't know.
Am I
no,
thinking-
that's
Check yourself.
that's Cole Naughton from Ricky Bobby. I only
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you're
he's
right.
the he's the Magic Man. I can't remember.
You're right. Okay. John C. Reilly.
Or Cal Naughton Jr. Whatever you want to call. I call him Cal. I call him Cal Naughton Jr. I like Jesus as a mischievous badger. So that's my story.
The stepbrother and stepbrothers.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So I confused those two. But Seth Rogen's voice is so unique, and you hear it and you don't think big gorilla from a popular Japanese Nintendo game. But it's not that I didn't enjoy the performance. I just would have liked someone who brought more gravity to the role, like a deeper intonation. They kind of made all the monkeys kind of sound Jewish.
Can you say that? Can you say that?
He's talking about
I think,
Cranky.
No,
Cranky definitely did. Cranky Kong definitely did.
they gave him they definitely gave him a heavy Jewish accent. And then with Seth Rogen, it was just like, what's going on here? Why are we doing all like why are these the voices that they're using for, anyway? I don't know. I don't know if that's offensive to anyone. I'm not trying to be. I was
no.
confused.
That's like identifying that George Lucas gave a lot of the aliens very specific accents that sound like countries or nations in our world, right? Like the Trade Federation is unmistakably one culture, and I think that the Gungans are unmistakably another. So that's just
How would?
yeah. If anything, it's maybe a little laziness.
This is getting out of
you know?
hand.
It's a little laziness, if anything, right? But I don't know.
Sure, I see what you're saying.
No, I agree with you with Donkey Kong. I really felt like for his character, it was almost like he just walked into the booth and just like talked as himself. I feel like us here probably would have like tried to like do something, add something to the role, maybe try to sound like a gorilla a little bit. But yeah, no, I agree. His performance definitely like left me wanting like more from that character, performance wise.
Yeah.
Would we like prefer if it was somebody with a voice like Dave Bautista?
Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking of.
That's who I was
He'd be
thinking.
so fun.
Yeah.
He'd be so fun. He's
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. Actually, I really
Hollywood
love that.
hire me as a casting.
The issue is Dave Bautista's in everything these days.
his voice is very recognizable now.
He was in the new Avatar movie.
Yeah, and as soon as he started talking, I was like, "Oh, that's Dave Bautista."
But sounds a lot more like Donkey Kong than some random ancient airbender. But anyway,
Yeah.
Did
And
you hear
then,
his voice?
You,
He'd be like,
you,
"That's-"
you won't get that weird high laugh that Seth Rogen does.
yeah,
when you guys hear Dave Bautista's voice, do you think, "Oh my goodness, that's former WWF champion Dave Bautista"? Or
no, I think of
No.
Drax.
I don't think I've watched a wrestling thing since I was like 8, so I don't think I would know anything about that world.
You saying a wrestling
Yes.
thing might be the most hurtful way anyone has ever described a wrestling event in my entire life. As somebody who's flown across this country to call shows, the fact that you called it a wrestling thing, like my grandmother would have said, is the hurts. But we can move on. We can move on. I don't know about you, Anthony, and I did want to speak to this a little bit. They named the movies what they named them, whatever. Like the next one's called Galaxy, right? But I think that it's kind of confusing. If you've played the game, and Anthony, did you play Galaxy?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Because I don't know if you guys remember, I recently played Galaxy, right? Most of the plot for this movie, or a lot of it, is actually Galaxy. Is the plot for Galaxy, and then
Oh, you mean like this first?
yeah, like this movie, like in the game, you Mario is basically like Bowser's kidnapped the princess, and he's going to different places to find items for the wedding, and you have to like go to those areas and defeat his underlords to then be able to finally confront him. And like in this movie, he's trying to do everything to get married to her and like kind of get ready for that, and I think that because that happened here, then the next movie can't do that plot. So now like it's almost a misnomer. It's like they're just using the names of the game is in the series, but the plots are different.
saying.
So I know there's a lot of backlash for the second one, and I think that it was in some ways like if they had come out and said we're doing a trilogy, but they didn't, and I think that was problematic. And now the misnaming of it, so people are expecting certain aspects. Like there's a whole flying hat spaceship in the Galaxy game that's like really integral to the game, and there's a character that's got a hat and he's anthropomorphic.
Actually, I feel like I remember that.
Yeah, we played Galaxy.
So the fact that it's not, I think it they muddled the series a little bit in some ways because they wanted to kind of include everything in this first one, and I think that because of that, the second one suffers a little bit. I don't know. Because this one is jammed with like so much. I mean, I don't know about you guys, the member berries for me strike hard during this movie. Just any little cameo of somebody just gets me excited. Whether any like the smallest character, the big character, I just love seeing all of these things in such high resolution. Like that's what it is, man. Like I saw it in such low res to see how cool it could be. I mean, Mario 64 was like eye-opening, and this felt like Mario 64. Like it felt like the first time I fired that game up.
There are some really cool sequences, both in the beginning and at the end, where they almost flatten the image to a 2D screen so that it's just a side scroller. And Mario, is able to jump up on blocks. Or in the beginning, when he's in Brooklyn, there's even a whole section where he's like in a construction site jumping over stuff, and then he jumps over a fence and like goes down a pole. Like that's so classic. That's the Mario that I grew up with on like Game Boy and stuff. So I love that kind of stuff. I thought that was really fun and really well done visually. I thought that it checked something in my head. Like checked a box in my head that was just like, oh, I didn't know I wanted to see that. And it looked really cool. I think most of the movie did not hit that for me, but I can't say that I am like a Mario fan. Besides, growing up around it. It's always been a thing in my life. It's just never been like a favorite thing or something that I need to see adapted. So a lot of like the Mushroom Kingdom bits, the Toads, Princess Peach, Bowser, the Koopas. I like Bowser, but I didn't really feel anything for most of it. What I did feel was that star that like was super nihilistic. That nihilistic star was my favorite thing in the movie. I know that's not like in the games at all, but like I loved whatever that was.
Icon. That was me at work today, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's I think that the reason I'm so forgiving of this series is that there was no story for most of the games, right? Almost
Sure, yeah.
absolutely no plot, very little, and a lot of it was just like it was what you made of it. You know, it was kind of like the the motivation that I gave myself when I was playing this game. Just to see them kind of free flowing without me controlling them is kind of fun. You know, I find so much little joy in so many little things in this movie that it's just it's kind of a delight because it's my imagination kind of being driven by somebody else, and I have no judgment because there was nothing there. Like there was nothing in Mario 1, you know, like it was you were just this little guy, and it was kind of ridiculous. And part 2,
You were going through levels. Yeah.
you know, part 2 didn't even Mario 2 wasn't even a Mario game. It was meant to be something else, and it was the aesthetics and everything were so different, but it was so fun, you know. And that's all you needed. Like you just knew the characters' names. You didn't have any backstory. Having Toad have like a little attitude and be like, man, I love Toad. Like in this movie, he's just awesome, you know. And he was nothing before, but now he's got like, this little kind of sass to him. I don't know. For me, all of that makes this a really enjoyable. I guess I don't have the emotional highs and lows that I would from another thing. Like I didn't, you know, question that Mario was going to come out on top, and I didn't think that Bowser was going to win. But I don't know. I guess I almost, it's almost standardless. It's almost like I just wanted to see it on screen, and I got what I wanted.
You're just happy to appreciate that it exists. I
Can
can
I give
appreciate
like
that.
an opposite take?
Yes, absolutely.
So Dakota and I watched this like a couple of days after watching Shrek. And I have to say, like, Shrek was everything that I would want in an animated movie. Like, even, like, obviously with the nostalgia, I'm, like, saying my favorite lines and all of that. But I just, it's beautiful, you know? And it's, this, you know, the graphics aren't great.
By
But
today's
it's
standards.
just a fantastic film. And I loved it so much. And I think that made my experience watching this movie less enjoyable, which I know we're not like, it's kind of, it's a bad take to just compare it to another movie, but I think like with Shrek, it came out so long ago, and it was kind of a movie that nobody was like putting stock or hope in as being a success, and it just proved everybody wrong. But then with something, it, like, to me, watching Shrek showed me like what Mario could have been.
Do you think?
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it is a movie
this like,
about.
is this a bad take? Like,
No,
you
it's
guys
not a
are
bad
telling me.
take because Shrek is a compelling movie about saving a princess, and Mario is a story centered around saving a princess. So you can definitely make a Shrek-esque movie in a Mario setting.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a Mario movie that has Shrek level comedy, or
like even the lineup, like you have like Shrek, this kind of unlikely hero, or not Shrek, Mario, this like unlikely hero that's kind of struggling in life, and he teams up with the princess, and the princess is super capable on her own, and you know, doesn't like, she can use his help, but she doesn't like need him because she's still kind of an independent woman. And then you have their annoying little friend sidekick, which could be like Donkey or Toad. But like, I can't recall any of Toad's lines. Like, I can't remember. Like, with you watch Eddie Murphy's performance of Donkey one time, and you leave the theater saying, "And in the morning, I'm making waffles," or you leave, "That boulder, I like that boulder." Like, I feel like, but I don't. Maybe it's just because I was a kid.
it might be. I think
I
think
can't
that
tell.
It's
Like,
hard. It's hard to make the comparison as an adult who has like been like ingrained with a certain movie for your entire life
yeah.
versus a film.
That's why I think this could be a
geared to
bad
kids.
take. But then I was watching it, and I'm like, man, I feel like when my parents saw Shrek for the first time, they left like that was amazing.
Well,
I also, there was like some like lack of continuity that irritated me. Well,
Go ahead.
I feel like Shrek was made for both adults and children.
was this movie not trying to do that?
I don't know if it was.
I think Illumination is strictly a children's a children's thing, because it's kind of like
Like they gave you enough to like maybe enjoy it as an adult, but they didn't really want to push too much. But like when you watch Shrek, you're like, wow, that was a very adult joke. There's definitely
Yeah,
some
that's
adult
true.
jokes. Like Like there's like that moment where like he saves Donkey and like somebody I think the princess gives him flack for it and he's like, "What? I'm just trying to save my ass." Like that's
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right.
you know
yeah.
and like it's that
Do you
was like
think he's compensating for something?
it's a
Yeah.
joke that like you can enjoy like kind of like as a kid and as an adult, because as a kid you hear it and you know like it's like a bad word but it's kind of funny, and then as adults it's obviously very funny. So I feel like with Shrek, yeah, like it's one of those things that like you can enjoy. It's like timeless. You can enjoy it as a kid, enjoy it as an adult. It was made for both. Yeah, this one is a little bit more made for children. I will say, like out of Illumination, I really like Despicable Me. Despicable Me is like pretty good, and they're pretty funny also. I don't know if you've seen Despicable Me, Rich,
Yeah, I've
like
seen
with
I
your
actually
kid.
haven't
Yeah,
seen Despicable
I
Me.
am not with Charlie. No, I've seen it. Wait, actually, I think we've watched it. Yeah, I think we've watched it. He likes it. Yeah, I mean, those are definitely. But if I'm gonna be like a defender almost of I will say that like I think that the companies are gonna they approach this from like, the adult part of this movie is not the adult writing. It's the oh my goodness, this is all the stuff that I remember as a little kid. Like that's
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Nostalgia.
Some
Okay, I see what
nods.
you're saying.
But I guess that's what bothers me though is like shouldn't we have kind of been the target audience?
So here's the way I see the three major companies making children's movies, not including the Walt Disney Animation Company that is now creating 3D movies. But like Pixar, DreamWorks, and Illumination are I would say the big three outside of Disney and all them. Pixar takes simple concepts and creates masterpieces out of it. Like they're in their own league. But DreamWorks approaches things where they try to appeal to both child and adult, and I think that has worked really well for them. I don't know enough about Illumination, but from what I've gathered, it's geared towards children, and it's more childish jokes, more like stupid characters, kind of like in the Despicable Me with the minions. There's just a lot of, or like in this one with like the Penguin Army.
They were mad cute though.
They were cute. Surrender or face our wrath. But anyway, I appreciate what this was doing. It didn't land for me. Sorry, Jen is on a bouncy ball. Rich is in his corner of the screen, just like
Pretending he's
pretending
on a
he's in a bouncy ball. And Anthony is just looking at us, stunned in silence. But let's wrap this up. Unless you guys had anything else to say about anything in particular in this
Wait,
movie.
I have one other thing to say.
Please do.
Because I've been waiting to mention this. So one thing that kind of I don't know if it bothered me or if it's funny. Like I couldn't tell if this was a joke or a plot hole. And maybe you guys could help me understand. So when Peach and Mario are leaving, right? She says something like he's not important. And so all the Toads are like, okay, cool, whatever. Like they don't know who Mario is. I don't think they even know his name. And then when Peach returns, she's like, she says something along the lines of like, and Mario's missing or Mario is gone, and they all get like upset.
Yes, that is a continuity error. But
or is it just that they love Peach so much that they're willing to listen to her and just be upset for whatever she's upset about? Because if that's the joke, then that's kind of funny. If it's like, it would be like if I just walked in and I was like, and Giuseppe died, and you were like, oh man, like you're upset that I'm upset. That would be really funny, but I couldn't tell if it was like.
I don't think it's
It could.
intended that
I
way.
think.
And I don't think any of the kids.
I wouldn't be surprised if if they cut out a scene. I don't know this
It
for
could
a
be.
fact.
Yeah, they
maybe.
could have
But
done
I
that.
feel like I think this might be a continuity error because maybe a scene was cut out and that sounds. Now that I'm thinking back on that is a little weird.
Was it a couple
she didn't
things
cut
that I
away.
wanted to add? I did like the Mario Kart scene. That was really cool.
That was cool. They did that really well.
The kind of like Yoshi's Island, like when they're like kind of passing by. And then when I first saw this movie like a while back, when Mario was fighting Donkey Kong, the way that the stage was set gave me some like Super Smash Brothers vibes, and I so badly wanted them to like cue that music, the like Super Smash Bros music while they're fighting, and I'm like,
also if you pull back that scene where they're fighting, it's the original Donkey Kong set.
Oh
basically.
yeah, like
if you
the
2D it there's ladders and there's barrels. And
yeah,
everything.
yeah. No, that so that I figured, but like the way that it was fought and the way that it was kind of staged, it just gave me that vibe, you know.
It actually reminded me of in like Super Smash Bros. What was that like area called where those like twin Eskimos were from? Do you remember that one? And you would have to like jump up.
Oh, you're talking about the ice climbers?
Yes.
I don't remember.
It reminded, like, it didn't look like it, but the dynamics of the fight where they were like moving a lot and jumping around, it reminded me of like that fighting style that you have to have in that level of the game. Not the aesthetic though.
The world of the Kongs it was pretty cool. Like when we got there, and you know, we kind of got a little bit of like the music and stuff.
I want to see Lanky Kong.
Yeah, they did do the DK Donkey Kong bit for a little bit, which I enjoyed.
They did. I kind of wanted like the classic, like that doom 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 doom, like the like that's what I wanted for that moment. But the Donkey Kong like rap was okay.
Well, what I wanted was when Luigi was in the mansion, the
oh my gosh, that music.
Yeah.
You know who I want to see, and I don't know if he's in the second movie. What's the deal with Dr. Mario? I only know him from Super Smash Bros. Is he from like a game?
It was like
and like
it was like a Tetris type game, basically.
It's like a block breaker type game called Dr. Mario.
Yeah, that's it.
It would be funny if like him and Peach, like if I don't know if Mario and Peach get together by the end of the second movie, but if they're like in a relationship and then she meets Dr. Mario, and it's like, oh,
that was back
Mario
when we had to
showed
pay
up.
for games like Candy Crush, you know, on the N64.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That one missed me.
All right. While we're still talking to you, Jen, final thoughts on Super Mario Bros.
I thought it was fine. I felt like it could, like, I felt like the potential, like, it didn't meet its potential. But I thought it was, like, I enjoyed it while I was watching it. But I think I wish that the target audience was a bit broader and maybe that there was more, I don't know, mature humor. Not like rated R or anything, obviously. Like, I still want it to be appropriate for kids, but I think if they would have done something more like Shrek, it would have, I don't know, been a little bit more iconic.
Anthony?
Yeah, I would say that I do agree. Like I mean, I do enjoy this. I feel like for what we got, they did a like solid job. I mean, it is like a good movie, and I could see like how it was successful. It could have, you know, they could have done better. There was definitely some misses with you know, maybe like, well, what Rich was saying a little bit with some of the mixed story beats between this and then like Galaxy, and then definitely some of the casting. But overall, I think that it's a fun movie. It's definitely not anywhere near like the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, you know, I didn't mind watching it again because I knew like it was a fun movie. Like I wouldn't mind watching Super Mario Galaxy also. Like I had a good time with it.
Rich?
Y'all know how I feel. No expectations, just animation. Very little plot needed for me. I didn't need a lot of plot when I played it, when I first picked it up when I was like 8, and I didn't really need a plot at 43. I enjoyed it. I laughed a lot. I just I don't know. I kind of went into it with low expectations because, you know, I mean, the other media before it had been weird. You know, the show that I spoke about at the open was a bit odd, and even the cart. I will leave you guys with this. One of my favorite gems from the original show there was a cartoon. The cartoon of Zelda was there, and one time Zelda is in her room, and Link walks in, and he goes, "Oh, princess, it's smoochin' time," and he just jumps at her in her bed.
I've seen that.
And that was a children's cartoon. So like, that's how far we have come from the world of Nintendo and Mario and what they've given us, right? And so, yeah, I won't lie to you. Look, do I recommend this? If and I will call out my age. I'm 43, so for me, this was just a dream to see. I actually think that the comparison to Shrek is, it pales in comparison to Shrek. It's not. It's not as good as Shrek. Shrek is.
But it could have been. That's what bothers me. It could have been. I feel like with a franchise like this, you were handed one of the most iconic franchises of all time. We all love these characters. You had the buy-in from the adults, and the kids will go to see any animated movie that their parents take them to. It could have been Shrek levels of good.
I could have gotten an A in your class,
I
ma'am,
think.
but I can get a B+ without trying hard, and I kind of feel like that's what they did here. Look, is it an A movie? No, it's not. It's not the best.
Well, I guess I'm questioning the franchise as a whole because I've seen the reviews for the second one, and I'm like, so
All right.
that was
I
like
think,
another thing.
I think that's
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's a little premature because we haven't experienced it. We have no idea what to expect with that. But what I will say is it's probably a bottom 5 MCU film for me.
It's a juicy review.
I liked it. It was fun, but it's right up there with like Endgame and Captain America: Winter Soldier. Some of the worst.
Listen, if
Watch should be like, that's my favorite Mario movie.
Well, I mean, it's most people's favorite Marvel
this is
movies.
absurd.
was
I mean,
going for
honestly,
the-
like, I don't understand how
I'm
anyone
just-
can crack open a delicious, sponsored of the show Juice Force, all right, and
For
not
legal
enjoy
reasons,
this
that's a
movie.
joke.
It's Voodoo Ranger.
You know what?
Juice Force.
What I will
official
say
sponsor.
is there is, especially in the Brooklyn scenes, there's a lot of juice. There's a lot of juice flowing through.
Mushroom juice?
No. Straight up water juice.
That's
H2
just
H2O
water.
juice. It's flowing through the pipes. It's all over Brooklyn, and it made me happy because it gave me a reason to say what I'm going to say next, and that is, folks, I want you to review this with a 5-star juicy review. I think that is that should be your goal moving forward today, listener, is to give us a 5-star juicy review. After that, go about your day, go to work, go to sleep. I don't know what you're doing, but your next goal, listener, should be what? A 5-star juicy review on whatever podcast application you listen to. Folks, thank you so much for listening to us here for our 159th episode. Not entirely sure what we're covering next week, but we will be covering something next week. That is for sure.
Goodbye, y'all.
Adios.
The Wolverine.
Bye.
Bye, Jen.